Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of
The Movie Men Podcast.
Last week, our hero was in grave danger. I don't know, I can't.
I don't even remember what happened.
I don't have a
to him.
script prepared. Welcome to another episode where we sit and talk about the misogynistic man on a mission, 007.
Yes.
I had never seen any of the 007 films, so we have set out to do them from beginning to end chronologically because of some mental disorder I have when it comes to completing everything in its entirety, which is a good, I see a job through, damn it. I won't apologize. And so we rank them based on 8 categories. This is part number 8. So this is like the 8th one we've done.
No, 7.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th one we've done.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's just jump in. This time around,
the
we're doing
1969 on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yes, which is important. You know, on Her Majesty was a parody. That was
potentially.
Yeah, you need the Secret Service in there for it to be family friendly. Not that any of these films have been family friendly.
Not at all. No.
But this is a big one for us.
So big.
This is a new 007. This is our first actual proper 007 without Sean Connery.
But it's different.
Yes. As the trailer states 17 times over, this one is different. These Bond girls have class, unlike the previous ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so category number 1. And then at the end, I've got some things to point out, or if they come up sort of throughout, then I'll hit them when when they come up. Yep. Category number 1 is plot. I gave this a solid 7.
Wow, that's pretty high.
I thought it was good. I thought it was unique.
Yep.
It was. I appreciate the whole squabble at the beginning, like the tension between M and Bond.
Sure.
And him wanting to quit and all of this stuff, but he doesn't really want to quit, and he's been taken off the case, so now he's got to prove himself because maybe he's been spending a little too much time between the sheets and not enough time actually doing his damn job. But yeah, and then we've got the whole thing was mind control, and it was Spectre again, so that's fun for me because it feels like a proper spy. When your villain is like this secret spy, like this secret intelligence evil organization, then it's just fun. So I gave it a 7.
Yeah, that's impressive. I too gave it a 7.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm curious to see where this goes if we match again. But yeah, there was just various things I liked. I felt just sometimes maybe there was a bit more of an artistic approach. Like there was a time where like we saw an angle of a shot and it was like the reflection of like a casino sign, and just there were just some things where like Bond was cleaning out his desk with gear from past films, and the respective themes were playing. And I don't even like all those films, but I still just appreciated and thought it was an interesting approach. Some specifics. I mean, I felt a little weird when Bond, like I felt like he was a prince with concubines at one point. Like he was with all those women who were patients, and they don't even all understand what a genealogist is. But they seem to just be tripping over themselves just to like share the same oxygen he breathes.
Well, I mean, the only other man that they've had access to is Blofeld.
Well, why are all the patients female? Like, it's just
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Blofeld's a friggin' player.
Again, we suffer the same issue of instead of locking Bond somewhere where he will definitively not escape, like a broom closet, They lock him in like an area where he can access the sky rail. But yeah, like I'm going to pop a balloon here when I say this, probably because I'm letting the cat out of the bag where we're going to go with this. But the reason I gave this a 7 out of 10, it's just such a contrast to the other films in every possible way. Like James Bond gets friggin' married. He has emotional underpinnings that are exposed. And ultimately, the film doesn't end with him having intercourse on a boat.
No. Okay, so I didn't know where to talk about this, but let's talk about it now.
Yeah.
He gets married. And it's not just like a whatever, like he loves this woman. He's ready to take his bachelor ways and set them aside.
Yeah.
To be this woman's man.
And which I have a little bit of a problem with, because like there's a interaction where his future wife he's hanging out with, he leaves and goes off to this patient hospital, whatever you want to call it, has intercourse with 2 women, attempts to have intercourse with a 3rd woman, then he next sees this woman again, and then they get married. Like I just felt like, hey, how emotionally attached were you that you were just off just having other relationships?
Those are the sacrifices he has to make for England.
I guess. But yeah, the way that it's portrayed, he is truly in love with someone.
And then she's murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Not 15 minutes after they've left the church. And this film ends and he's heartbroken. Like I got emotional. I was like, geez, like poor James Bond. Like it was the first time we'd really seen Bond show emotion.
Right.
So,
it's interesting because I felt like it was a surprise to me, but I felt like I had seen this in a documentary on Bond or something. So it was like 60% surprising, but 40% I kind of knew where it was going. So
right, you're like, oh, okay, this is the moment.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it was definitely interesting. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I felt it was
all right.
So good. Yeah.
Portrayal of Bond.
Okay.
This is an interesting category because it's a different actor.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7. I thought this is going to be jarring.
Sure.
And maybe for the first 5 minutes it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't care that it was Sean Connery. After that, I was like, okay, this is James Bond. And then I liked that it wasn't Sean Connery. Like, honestly, I felt like this was more in line with who I wanted Sean Connery. This is more in line with who I wanted James Bond to be than any portrayal I had seen prior.
Yep. That's fair. And so could you recap? What did you give it out of 10 again?
A 7.
A 7. Interesting. I also gave it a 7 out of 10.
Oh my goodness.
We kind of just hit on this. We're
not often on the same page with movies, but when we are, it's about Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Joking aside, it just seems Bond, like James Bond films, we do align, and then everything else we're just very off. But we hit on this.
Womanizers is the glue that holds us together.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, Bond ties the knot. Like, I found it very interesting, just the sequence where he's like, I'll have to find something else to do. And just the concept that he's ready to move on with his life with someone he loves. And I just, it's very interesting watching this, an emphasis on the first time we see this and the first time we see Bond making such a polarizing decision in this nature. To varying degrees, it's interesting. And
it made me sad that this is the only time we will see this guy as Bond.
Right. Yes.
Right. He doesn't come back.
He held his own.
Because you know who plays Bond in the next one.
I'm aware.
He's back.
He's back. You can't get rid of me now. After
I swore off the last one, I decided, I like to drive fast cars.
Right.
and have sex with random women.
In boats.
And I just wasn't getting that in the other films I was trying to do.
So back to the
So
portrayal.
I might as well do this one now, because later on, I'm going to come back one more time in a non-eon.
In a non-eon fashion.
And then I have a feeling that at some point, I'll turn down the opportunity to be in a film called Lord of the Rings, because it's probably not going to make any money.
Or The Lion King.
Or The Lion King, because no one cares. Simba. Can you imagine?
Could you imagine?
Simba. Everything the light touches,
You can have sex in.
you can have sex on it. Just so you know, Simba. The female lions are yours to command.
It's
They
so
need to do
bad.
everything that you tell them to do.
Oh, it's so bad.
Moneypenny.
But anyway, back to the portrayal of Bond. I got a bit of a hoot when he made a comment about being celibate till marriage, and I'm like, dude, you just had relationships with like 16 patients at a hostel, so
Shaving myself from marriage.
yourself in what way? It's some interesting things too. One is that he just made some comments just because he was a new Bond, like this never happened to the other fella. But I found very cool when they showed his family crest, saying that the translation was "the world is not enough."
Yeah,
all
that
I
was
will
a fun
say is
moment. I was
we
like,
will-
it's coming.
We will see that again.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about? James Bond could make so much money if he gave himself to science so that they could just literally test out STD treatments. If they're like, we need someone who, no
Has
matter what we're
everything.
trying to treat, he's probably got it.
Got it. It probably has the worst version of it too.
Yeah, he's got like every mutation of chlamydia possible.
God, dear goodness.
But
Yeah.
so moving on, villain.
Yes.
I gave this a 6.
Fair.
This was a different Blofeld. To me, Blofeld, I said this in the last one, Blofeld is the quintessential Bond villain.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I just didn't like this portrayal of him. I like, the other guy. The other guy, I said, like, he was perfect. He had kind of like this sort of German style Russian accent, and he had sort of like some scarring on his face, and he was just very, very stereotypical Bond villain.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy was just like not any of those things.
No.
He was like, some Puerto Rican bald guy that like, had great skin.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. So I didn't score it as high. I gave it a 6.
Sure.
Something interesting.
Yep.
And I had to look this up.
Sure.
Because there's the moment when, Bond is there under the ruse of this genealogist. And so I'm sitting there going, well, wait a second. Bond and Blofeld came face to face in the volcano layer at the end of You Only Live Twice.
Right.
So why do they not know? Why does Blofeld not know that that's Bond?
Right.
Right? Is Blofeld
Yeah.
like, well, it's a different actor.
That's
I don't
true.
know. It was a different actor. What do I know?
That's
And,
true. I never considered that.
Yeah, he's a different guy. I'm a different guy. I don't know. We weren't in that movie together.
Yeah, that's true.
But so it turns out that Roald Dahl,
Okay.
who wrote the script for You Only Live Twice, which is interesting because Roald Dahl he's like the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory guy.
Oh.
Right? Like he wrote the novel. Like he's a novel guy.
Yeah.
He wrote that. I'm pretty sure he wrote like Charlotte's Web. I could be wrong about that, but he definitely did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Cool.
So anyways, I guess he took some liberties. He added in the scene where Bond and Blofeld meet each other at the end of You Only Live Twice, which was not accurate to the novel.
Oh, interesting.
Whereas the writer of On Her Majesty's Secret Service played it much closer to what actually, it was much more faithful to the novel.
Okay.
And so that's why that discrepancy happens.
Right.
And the writers on this one, there was talk early on about explaining it away that there was some kind of like that Bond had gotten plastic surgery, and that's also why he looked like he was a different actor now, because he'd gotten plastic surgery in order to not be recognizable to Blofeld. But ultimately they abandoned that and was like, well, that's
probably for the best.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was something I had to look up, which doesn't affect my score for the villain.
Fair enough.
But ultimately I didn't like this portrayal of Blofeld.
Fair enough. So you gave it a 6 out of 10.
I gave it a 6.
This is getting weird. I also gave it a 6 out of 10. So
people are gonna stop believing us. People are gonna be like, they're freaking sharing notes.
We make a point. We don't talk about the content.
We don't even talk about it.
We
don't share anything.
It's like a screenshot of the film, and it's like, oh, isn't that interesting? And we save it for the episode, so we are going in blind. But yeah, essentially, just summarizing, Spectre and the dang cat are back again. That's cool. A little corny as a villain. He followed some cliches, just seducing the Bond girl at the end, like, hey, if you want to live, you should be my mistress, and such. The one thing that I
mean, if I were a villain, I don't know, when in Rome,
I guess. The one thing I literally
when in Banff,
when in Swiss, aren't they in like Switzerland?
Yeah, they are.
When I watched this sequence, I laughed out loud. We see the patient's treatments related, and the one we see is related to their, like, I think it's like her chicken intolerance. And the chicken hypnobabble we just are subjected to was so ridiculous. Like, in a James Bond film, it was like, I forget exactly what he said, but it's like, you will enjoy the chicken breast you eat for lunch. It is so delicious, blah, blah, blah. Chicken and hypnobabble, blah, blah, blah. Like, I laughed out loud. I'm like, what am I watching? But
that whole the scene at the dinner table, right? Because the whole thing was like, I used to not like potatoes, and now all I'll eat are these damn tater tots. And I don't even need ketchup. I just dry dog them. I just take them and throw them right in, and I love them so much.
Love them.
I'm in room 8. Let me write it on your thigh
perfectly
with this lipstick
no
that
smudges.
I've for some reason brought to the table with me.
Yeah.
We don't use surnames. I'm sorry, I can't tell you who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you gave it a 6.
I gave it a 6.
6. Okay, gadgets.
Yep.
Just trying to look at my thing here.
Yeah,
I gave gadgets. I gave gadgets a 7.
Okay. Yeah.
There aren't a lot.
No.
In this film.
No.
But I do like the way I really enjoyed seeing the gadgets from previous films show up in the, why he's all keeping them in his desk. I don't really know.
Who knows?
But so that was cool. The thing that I think was the coolest for me was that Bond in this one was very MacGyver-y. He was very, like, the way that he gets himself out of his room.
Right.
Wasn't a gadget. It was his, using his head smarts.
True.
So stuff like that. Stuff like ripping out the liners of his pockets.
Yeah.
Which I just pictured, I was like, oh, these are just regular pocket liners, right? It's like there was no, like, deleted scene where Q is like, let me introduce you to the newest pocket liners, 007.
Yeah.
Impervious to all gondola lift lines.
Right.
But so I gave it a 7.
Cool.
I thought the use of gadgets and overall Bond-esque tech was cool because they, even at the beginning we see radioactive lint, you know.
Yeah.
And the acknowledgement that that the ways of spies are changing, and that spy tech is becoming microscopic, and that MI6 is going to have to pick up their shit if they expect to, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I think this is the first time we differ. I just was generally not that impressed. I gave it a 3 out of 10. I felt like the decked out ski chalet with a million switches and a system set up for hypnosis, like, I guess that's kind of something cool. But just like
they get their kits, and there's like Blofeld had the coolest gadgets of anyone.
Yeah, I guess, but
the little compact with the radio receiver in it and stuff.
Yeah, but just like the construction crane, which I guess gives James Bond a photocopier when he's like going through those secret documents when he's I was just like, really, and like a micro camera at the end. I was like, all right, that's cool, I guess. And I still don't understand how he actually managed to get out of his locked room. Like, I guess he shorted the wall or the door somehow, but
it seems like it.
I guess that would fall in. I guess I could live with that because that's more the MacGyver-y thing that he did. So I could live with that. But yeah, 3 out of 10. I wasn't that impressed.
Okay. Fights in action. I gave this a 5. I really struggled with this. I think... And I probably could have scored this higher than I did. I think that the fights, the choreographing in these fights, the actual moves that they were doing were fantastic.
Yep.
The action, the skiing, chasing, and all of that stuff. The very graphic depiction of a guy going through a snow machine thing, and then spraying his entrails everywhere.
Right.
Like, just this was the most action-packed one we'd seen.
Yes. Yeah.
But what hurt it was that this is probably the worst edited film I've ever seen. There's so many cuts in this film. Yeah. Every punch that was thrown in a fight scene was a different cut, was a different shot.
Right.
And I've never, ever seen this done before, where there'd be a conversation happening or there'd be a fight that was happening.
Yep.
And there'd be 20 different cuts, 20 different angles. And they were using, this is like such an amateur screw up. They were using the audio from each separate cut. Like, there was no audio engineering that happened in this.
Right.
So conversations, like the level of people's voices and the echoiness of people's voices would change mid-conversation. And, like, fighting would happen, and yeah, that just, like, there'd be the sound effect from one punch. It was almost like they did all the sound design and then cut the film together. Because there'd be a sound effect from a punch.
Yep.
And then a cut would happen for the next punch, but the cut actually cut off the tail end of the sound effect from the previous punch. It was so jarring to watch.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Because to me it was great, but but awful.
Yeah.
And so it kind of fell right in the middle.
That's fair. I guess for some different reasons, I gave it a 5 as well.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, basing it off of just some of the ski chase scenes, I just generally why I gave it a 5 wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. And we've seen some bad 60s kind of actiony stuff in the past few. A couple specific scenes, like they literally showed all 10 minutes of a henchman falling off a cliff.
Yes, it took forever. And then this was...
I know, but like, here's the thing. Like, I kept thinking like, okay, they're going to cut away now. No, they'll cut away now and we'll hear a splat. Oh, no, we're going to... Like, it just kept going on.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, because the guy hits the ground.
Yep.
And he's fallen a very long way.
Like 10 minutes worth.
I don't care that that's snow that he's hitting.
Yeah.
He's going to explode.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
Like, he's hitting the ground and he's going to be in 20 pieces, but he hits the ground and he's like perfectly intact. And it's like, no, like he could probably stand up and shake it off. And so then I thought to myself, okay, well, they just couldn't show that because it was too graphic. And then 3 minutes later, it's raining guts. Hallelujah. And I'm like, oh, okay, apparently not. Apparently we're just stupid about what happens when you fall half a kilometer.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing that bothered me. That's my next point. Like, I just cannot believe we saw henchmen thrown into snowblowers. Like, that is ridiculous.
It was so graphic.
It was so graphic.
I loved it.
I was just caught off guard. I literally don't know. There was kind of like the racing scene where they went and kind of crashed a race. I literally don't know how the henchmen survived because the car blows up twice. The car blows up, then they get out, then it blows up again. I'm like, how did you survive the initial explosion? I just didn't understand. But I also didn't get how literally Bond and the Bond girl were literally covered in mere powder after that severe of an avalanche. That seemed like a bit of a plot hole. And the one
Have you ever been to Switzerland?
I have, but not in an avalanche.
Okay, well then you don't know.
I feel like I've watched the Discovery Channel enough to know about avalanches, okay? It's kind of like Shark Week, but avalanches.
Okay.
Yeah. The one thing that I'll end up on is that it was positive. I loved the sliding. Bond was sliding on ice towards henchmen in kind of the final action sequence. And it was so badass because it was just kind of cool, but it was, for the first time that I can remember, or at least enjoying it, there was an action scene playing like the James Bond theme. And it was just so cool. And I actually loved it. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I appreciated it. It wasn't painful to watch.
Is a sign of things to come.
I would agree wholeheartedly. Most of these films I've ended saying, well, at least we're one film closer to the ones that I enjoy. This one actually wasn't all that bad.
At least now he's drinking them shaken, not stirred.
Exactly.
The other way around.
Yeah.
Which I wonder if that was a screw up.
Maybe.
Like that guy was like, "Oh, shaken, not stirred," and Bond was like, "Oh, he's thinking to himself, shit, that's not the way I like them, but I don't want to be rude." And then he takes it and he drinks it and he's like, "God damn, like, what? This is what I've been missing out on." All right, I've seen the light. I've changed my ways.
Do it up.
Yeah. Supporting characters.
Sure. No, Bond girls. Isn't that first?
Bond girl, right? Yeah. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bond girl.
Yep.
I gave this a 7. I thought, look, I'm not ready to dethrone Honey Rider.
Oh, of course not.
But Contessa,
sure,
is the next best thing.
Sure.
She's the best thing that we've had since Honey Rider.
Sure.
She was just strong. She carried her own. Mm-hmm. He freaking marries her.
Yeah.
She's just. I don't know what it was about it, but it was finally someone who it wasn't a Bond girl that was like actually working for the other side. You know, we're not flirting with the villain's girl.
Sure.
Because I don't like that.
No.
Pick a side and stay on it.
Yep.
And she wasn't like a ditzy damsel either.
No.
Like she carried her own. I really liked Contessa. I gave her a 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's fair. I gave it a 4, so not as good. I didn't think it was bad, but it could have been better. No Honey Rider. Some things that caught my attention. First of all, just not a direct quote, but pretty much, your daughter needs counseling. No, my daughter needs a man to control her life and tell her what to do. How does a dowry sound? Of gold? And I was like, what the heck am I watching? Like, this is, wow.
To have lived in the 60s.
To have lived in the 60s, apparently. I guess we still don't get a lot of emotional levels. Just that, like, hey, she hates Bond, and then literally 1 minute later becomes so in love with him that there's like this montage that I was like, am I watching a Nicholas Sparks film? And it just, it was pretty snap. Like, my neck was kind of snapped from just the whiplash of what happened. But the one resonating thing, poor Moneypenny at the wedding. She was
like in tears.
Always,
She's like
always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Supporting characters.
Yep.
I gave this a 6. Nobody really like M. I would consider M more of a supporting character in this one. We got we got a little more out of M. It was just nice to see. It was nice to see M and Q at Bond's wedding. And sort of that interaction.
Sure.
And yeah, and I mean that's kind of mostly it.
Yeah.
As far as supporting characters, I don't for some reason I don't count villainous supporting characters as supporting characters. I don't know why.
Okay.
So
no, that's
like,
fair.
you know, the Fräulein, whoever she is, I don't.
Who cares? Yeah.
You know, I don't factor her in.
No.
But the ditzy patients and any of the Secret Service personnel that we saw, yeah, I give it a 6. I could have been much higher. Could have been a lot lower.
One of the ditzy patients, I can't remember if I wrote it down, was actually from, or was also in the Casino Royale.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
One of the ones he had interaction with, if you know what I mean.
I believe the word you're looking for is intercourse, but
yeah. Supporting character, I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not too far off.
Yeah. The matchmaker Papa was kind of cool, like that gang syndicate leader who literally has an armed force and like they have flamethrowers. Like,
well, yeah, well you would, right? Like,
would you?
I would.
I guess. And I like how he's like, she likes you, I can tell. And Bond's like, you must give me the name of your oculist. So good. Yes. I loved Q at the wedding. Something felt so right. I'd absolutely have him give a speech without a doubt.
Because he was very like, you know, 007, I have always thought that you were... Excuse me, I just sneezed.
Oh, man.
I have COVID, I swear.
I hope.
I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you know, at 007, I've always thought that you were rather... And then Contessa chimes in. What did she say? Irresponsible?
Mm.
And Q is like, yes, irresponsible. That is the word I would use. Right. Irresponsible.
Right.
And he's like, but, you know, I take all of that back. And if there's anything that you ever need from me, anything I can ever do,
right, just
let me know. And then Bond, all swift, he's like, thanks, but, you know, this time I am the one with the gadgets, and I know how to use them too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, which is a weird way to reference your penis.
Very weird.
It is what it is.
Time and a place. That's not the time or the place.
Yeah, or the man to do it with. Q is frail. He's probably got a pacemaker. He doesn't need to hear about your hidden Glock.
So I gave. Sorry, what kind of? We're on. I
gave it a
5 out of 10.
Yeah, supporting character. You already said supporting characters.
The only thing
I gave it I gave it a 6. You gave it a 5.
Cool. The only thing I thought about was random was there's that random dude who followed Bond the whole time, and it was like, oh, like there must be something to this. It kind of seems like he's tracking him. He went up the mountain and eventually was like strung up and killed. And did I miss something, or was he just like a random that had nothing to do with anything?
I think he was another agent.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Fair
enough. That was 008.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Or something.
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay. Bond song.
I gave this a 4. What a shit. Like, I honestly, I probably should have given it lower, but I didn't want to screw up the score too bad for this movie because I mostly liked it.
Sure.
What a shit song. Like, there was no lyrics. It didn't feel like a Bond thing. Yeah. And literally they're like, well, we know that you're new and we would, you know, you're our 007 moving forward. However, Your opening sequence is just going to be us showing clips of previous Bond films with Sean Connery.
Right.
We hope you don't mind. Like, right. I don't know. It was I didn't feel this song at all.
Yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 10. I'm not too far from you. I felt the montage with flashbacks, however, I did find interesting. But yeah, the song was okay to average at best. The song just felt so lacking without any lyrics, and I just found it disappointing. And I appreciated the Bond theme playing in the final action sequence. I touched on that before. I enjoyed it. And very cool to have Louis Armstrong sing a song in your film that's for a montage. And I touched on this before. It felt like a scene from a Nicholas Sparks film. Very out of place, but very unique.
Mm-hmm. So if I tally all that up,
hold the phone.
Oh, right.
Well, the unofficial one-liners category, which I add, doesn't influence my score. This one I didn't.
And I believe there's two notable entries that I can think of.
You might be surprised. This one I didn't even bother ranking. I just felt it was not very good in this film. They fell flat to me.
Oh, really? I had two. I thought there was two that I thought were like some of the best ones.
Yeah, go for it.
So obviously, when the guy goes through the snow machine, and Bond is like, he had a lot of guts. I'm like, oh my god, that's so on the nose. It's so good.
Yeah, but it's corny, but I guess it's good.
The other one's right at the beginning of the film,
sure.
And it's incredible.
Kay.
To me, it was perfect.
Okay.
When he rescues Contessa, and she takes his car and drives it up the beach, and then gets in her, and he just looks at the camera and he's like, "This never happened to the other guy, the other fella. Yeah, it never happened to the other fella." Yeah. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so good!" It's like a fourth wall break in a 007 film.
There was some oomph to them. That's fair, but there were just some flat ones, like when he said "Merry Christmas" or "Maybe you should have been gift wrapped" or "Looks like we've hit rush hour," and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, those were lame.
Yeah. Interesting of note, you called it a snow machine. That actually means, to some people in our province, but not around our region, a snowmobile.
Oh, okay. Well, a snowmaker, an artificial snow shooter.
Fair enough.
Thing. Yeah. Something that takes snow and hucks it out into the.
Fair
enough.
I
don't know.
Yeah, good.
Big stupid snowblower on a tripod.
All right. So what did you come across as a score?
6.1, which is interesting for two reasons. One, it ties with You Only Live Twice.
Wow.
So both the last one and this one tied. But what makes that interesting is it means it ties for second place.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I did not fare as good, but I was close.
Okay.
So I gave 5.25 out of 10.
All right.
And it came second.
That's better than half.
It is better than half. And it came in second to Goldfinger.
Ooh, so this is your second favorite one.
Apparently.
Okay.
Apparently.
I you know what? I can get behind. I did really like this one.
It was actually pretty tolerable. I'm not going to lie.
I thought this was one of the strongest ones yet.
I would agree.
Yeah. Cool. I've got a couple of notes.
Please.
Just small things. What is it, like 007? Is this the first time he's seen a Playboy centerfold?
That was weird.
Because he's getting weird about it, and then he takes it with him.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that.
He's like, this belongs to me now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though it wasn't Sean Connery, but in my head, it
was his inner Sean Connery, I guess.
Yeah. And he freaking took the Playboy with him.
Yeah.
Like, what a weird.
Super weird.
And why was there a Playboy there? That's not
I don't know.
That's not a waiting room magazine.
No, I don't know.
Also, his line when he's buttering up the patients. With a line that he uses twice or up 3 times, where he's like, you're a picture yourself, and twice as lovely in the firelight, which is such an insult because that ultimately translates into, honey, you're much better looking when the lights aren't all the way on.
Right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell holds a cigarette the way that Blofeld holds a cigarette in this movie? Did you notice?
No.
He holds it between... Do you have a pencil in front of you?
Yep.
Okay, so take the pencil.
Okay.
And hold it between your thumb and index finger.
Got it.
And imagine that the end that's sticking out is obviously the lit end.
Sure.
And the rest of it is like down in the palm of your hand.
Right.
And that's how he holds his cigarettes. And then now without switching it, because there's a scene where he does this and it looks so awkward.
Sure.
Without switching the configuration of it in your hand.
Yep.
Pretend to take a puff from it now.
Yeah, okay.
And it's this horrifically awkward, and I'm just like, I'm watching it going, why? I feel like that was a decision that the actor made to be like, oh, I'm going to add some depth to this character. He's an idiot with his cigarette.
Yeah, that's weird.
Grenade timing.
Okay.
It's a really good thing that Blofeld dropped that grenade into the bottom of his car, because had all of that not happened, then the grenade wouldn't have blown up at the exact moment that 007 reached it.
Right.
He would have thrown it, and it would have gone off way too soon.
Oh, yeah.
Or way too late. Yeah, it would have gone off way too late.
Yep. Yeah.
And finally, the moment when Contessa's father needs Contessa to just, forget Bond, we have to go now.
Yeah.
Without even getting much kickback from Contessa, decides, you're probably not going to be cooperative. I'm going to punch you out. I'm going to render you unconscious with my fist, and then turn to the guy beside me and say, spare the rod, spoil the child, eh? What? I laughed out loud. I was like, he punches his daughter out, and then is like, spare the rod, spoil the child. And I'm like, I don't think that's what that means.
Yeah, and the other guy's like, well, you're my boss, so I guess I gotta laugh at this crap.
I'm gonna go along with that, but I'm also gonna look for other employment, you freak.
Can I use you as a reference?
Yeah. So that's it. That's
cool.
Those are my notes.
All right. Let's wrap it up. I've got a trivia question for you.
Oh yeah.
It's the standing one.
The trivia.
The first is, I'm gonna, not in a question form, but just as here's an interesting fact form. When a Bond departs, when possible, I'm gonna give the reported reason or a reason I found on the internet of why they quit as Bond. So the reason Sean Connery apparently quit was he was just worried about typecasting. He, quote unquote, had become completely identified with James Bond, and it became a little wearing on him, and he found it a little boring. And I found that a little surprising, because then after this, he still returns for 2 more films. So I'm not sure exactly what's up with that, but apparently
it's a bloody nightmare. When I go to the bank teller's throwing herself at me, saying, take me, James.
Yeah.
It's not who I am. I have to branch out. I have to be in films about extraordinary gentlemen.
Yeah. Some interesting things I found when I was looking. There was like a whole list of like different people that were considered, not necessarily for Her Majesty's Secret Service, but prior to that, through the Sean Connery years. But apparently at one point, Dick Van Dyke was considered, not chosen, but in consideration. Which
weird.
It would have been weird. I love Dick Van Dyke, and I've said on this show before I wish he was in more stuff in the past, but I'm not sure if I wanted that. So I'm glad that didn't happen. And
he's American, and he doesn't. It's like what guy's sitting there going, "Well, we need a new 007." Well, I've got an idea, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I watched Mary Poppins last night, and I think that bloke could do a good job. You mean the guy that goes, hello, hello, hello?
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah.
That guy? The governor guy? All right.
Yeah, I don't know. The other I can believe a bit more. Cary Grant was apparently considered, but he personally declined for I'm not sure what reason, but I could see that one a bit more, perhaps.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't think he would be the right choice, but I can see it a little bit.
Do you know who? Maybe I'm jumping the gun here.
Oh yeah, if it's about future ones, we should save it. Put it in your head.
I was just gonna say who was considered, who turned down the role, and then it ended up going to Pierce Brosnan instead. But maybe
Well, let's wait for that one.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get there.
All right.
My one and only question for you. We ask this every time because this is the first time of you viewing the film series. Where do you think this episode of the James Bond saga ranks as far as the hierarchy of Rotten Tomato rankings? So do you think this is near the top, near the bottom? Put a number between 1 and 26 on it.
I think it's near the top.
Okay.
What slots are left
You could
in
go
the top 10?
2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm going to go 7. I think it's 7.
Wow, my friend. Right on the dot. On
Really?
Her Majesty's Secret Service, just a notch below Thunderball, which I think we'd both disagree with. But it got 80%, and it's the 7th. So we've got Goldfinger at 1, From Russia with Love 3, Dr. No 4, Thunderball 6, Majesty's Secret Service 7, dip down to 11, and we have YOLO T, You Only Live Twice. And then way at the bottom, number 26, last place, we've got Casino Royale, the original.
Doesn't Yolt sound like a brand of like Swiss deodorant?
Yeah, or like a yogurt drink.
Yolt for men.
I think a yogurt drink, like Yolt.
But still Swiss.
Oh, for sure.
Or like Sweden kind of.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You have to have the Yolt.
You got to.
Yeah. That's not, if you're from Sweden and listening, we're
sorry.
very ignorant. We don't know anything about anything.
If you're from Sweden and listening, or if you're from anywhere and listening, and you haven't liked, followed, subscribed on the social media links that are below this episode, do it. Also, check out our Patreon page, and you can consider supporting the show. And thank you for listening.
What do you mean if you're from anywhere and listening? Those of you that are from nowhere and listening, you do you. But those of you that are from somewhere and listening, follow us on social media, damn it.
Exactly.
No, that's interesting. 7, okay. Mm-hmm. Because I thought to myself, it's really good, so I think it should be top 10.
I think so.
5 seemed ambitious. 2 is super ambitious.
2, it'll be interesting. You'll have to reserve 2 for something special, because that's pretty high. That's the highest one you've got.
Well, it's the highest one I have left.
Yeah.
But 7, 8, and 9, I was like, it could be any one of those 3. It could be none of those 3.
Oh, yeah.
But it could be any one of those 3. Mm-hmm. 7 was the first one you said, so I just jumped on 7.
Yeah, seems fair.
Huh. All right. Well, cool. Until next time, remember, if you're going to leave a franchise, come back to it at least twice to milk that cow.